Hello everyone and welcome to This Day. Today is Wednesday, July 19th and I'm Bobby Higgins. Coming up on This Day today, Paul Ortiz joins us with the Broadband Report. He'll get us up to speed on all things happening here at Village Television, plus some new internet speeds which became available in March and a whole lot more. It's definitely good to stay informed, and that brings us to today's Stay Informed. Coming up Friday, July 21st, is a food distribution at United Methodist Church from 9 to 10:30 a.m. Everyone is welcome and they'll load groceries into your car. It is a drive-through sponsored by Saddleback Church. And if you have any more further information, just give them a call at 949-609-8574. Let's take a look at today's weather. Today it is beautiful skies outside, mostly sunny with a high of 84. Partly cloudy tonight with a low around 63. Tomorrow, patchy fog before 11 a.m. Then it'll be sunny with a high of 83. It'll be mostly clear in the evening with a low of 64. Friday will be mostly sunny with a high of 84. Partly cloudy in the evening with a low of 65. Saturday and Sunday, patchy fog in the morning, but then it'll be mostly sunny, and then the patchy fog returning late at night. And that takes us to today's sunrise and sunset. Today's photo was taken by my partner in crime here on This Day, Michael Taylor. It's a shot that he took out at Crystal Cove State Park. Just beautiful. And our sunrise for today was at 5:44 a.m. and tonight the sunset is at 7:59 p.m. And if you would like to have your photo featured here on This Day, please email it to us at lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Make sure you take the picture in a horizontal angle and include your name and what the shot is of, any information, and make sure you leave enough room in the photo so we can put the sunrise sunset information on it. So we'll be happy to highlight your pictures here on This Day. So stay with us because we have a great show coming your way right up after the break. We will have the Broadband Report, and just so you know, there are no meetings happening for today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi there, it's Bob Eubanks. You probably know me from the Newlywed Game, but what you may not know is I'm the only living person to have produced a Beatles show all 3 years they toured America. I've put together a great show called Backstage with the Beatles. I tell seldom or never before heard stories that lead up to music with a Beatle band on stage with me, Ticket to Ride. We're going to be here, Laguna Woods, in the Pack, September 23rd at 7 p.m.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
Captain America.
Watch HGTV.
Netflix.
welcome back to This Day. Joining me now is Paul Ortiz, General Manager with Broadband Services. Paul, thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me this morning.
People probably recognize you because there's been quite a few times you've been in this chair.
Right. I've sat there a couple of times. I've been basically the host when people like yourself have been on vacation, or maybe someone was ill and I would try and fill in. So I know what you are experiencing, and you've been with us a little over, what, a month and a half now? How's it going?
It's going great.
Good.
Yeah, I'm the butterfly. Still have a little bit of butterflies, and
right.
getting used to the early morning hours.
Right. I think the most interesting thing when I was trying to host the show, because there'd be like months and even a year where I didn't even host, so I'm like super nervous. But it's that little transition that we do when we get from one piece of information to the next, and once you get that little flow going, then it all comes together. But you and Michael are doing an incredible job. We've had some really good comments regarding the show and actually where it's going. So we appreciate your efforts here. It's going very well.
Well, thank you. Yeah,
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's super enjoyable. And one of the things I'm learning about here at Village TV and the community is that how much of a family it really is.
Absolutely.
And, you know, I keep starting to see familiar faces now, people that are not just on one committee, but, another project. And,
right.
and I think it's just great how everybody wants to not only get involved and enjoy this time in their lives, but also to help make things better for others. And as I was prepping for this interview with you, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this really does feel like a family, and I love that. And then I was like, but wait a minute, I never knew I was going to be interviewing my boss.
Yeah, it's okay. And it is like a family because, we've been here a long time. I think our average employee has been with the community in broadband, village television, and media services nearly 17 years. So it tells you about the loyalty and dedication that we have with the staff in media and communications. And like you said, a lot of the residents who help us with our programming, they either host shows or they're doing the trading posts. And we used to have volunteers out in the lobby as well. And they actually become your friends because you see them more than your own family sometimes because you see them every day. And then, of course, as we all age and grow, we go in our different, directions. But they all become not only just friends, but they almost become family too because we're with them so much. And that's really the nice thing about working in our community. We've met so many nice people. I've been here a really long time, so I've met some incredible people here over the years.
And you probably already answered my next question because I was going to ask you what has been the most rewarding thing for you for working here.
I think it's the people. I've met people from all over. We've met executives from Bank of America to people that, maybe just worked in the military or just, had kind of like, our average jobs that we've had, but then they now prosper in this community, which is, I think the greatest part is I see people that did something in their professional life and now they're doing something completely different. They didn't know they were an artist. They didn't know they were into music. They didn't know they liked to swim because the community has so many amenities. They now find a different interest to kind of keep them busy for the rest of their retirement. So I think just the people that we've been able to meet here in the community, and we've had some interesting celebrities that live here as well, and they've incredible people that you wouldn't even know. You're in the elevator with them, and this person was on this show or helped on this show with friends or did all these things that you just really don't know until you get to know them.
Yeah.
And that's one of the nicer things about it.
That's definitely, in my training and stuff that I've done as well, that was one of the things that brought up as one of the highlights in this community is the people and their stories and the things that they bring.
Yeah.
So I'm thoroughly enjoying getting to know everybody.
Good. And one of the things we want to talk about, and those people, the people that help us, the volunteers that host a lot of our shows, I just wanted to share with people that we have our Village Television Guide. This comes out usually the first week of each month. And they can get this. This is located at all the clubhouses, on the buses, and of course here in our lobby in Village Television. But I really wanted to share with people that if they don't realize that we have it online as well. And they can always go to the Laguna Woods Village website. We have a very easy way that they can bring down all of our programming. And and some of our most popular programming is our movie as well. So if they were to go to our website and go to cable, and I believe it says internet, don't have my glasses on. And then you just scroll down, you can see all of the different squares we have basically. So you could click on any of those squares, and we're going to click on Village Television. And what that's going to do is actually bring up some of our programming. So it gives us some good information if you want to put something on the message board. hey, our Trading Post program is so popular. That's hosted by our friends and residents, and that's at Monday and Wednesdays at 10 o'clock. But if you click on TV Guide, that'll actually show you the movies that we have, and the movies are so popular here that we actually added, in the old days, we only showed the movies one day. And then we said, you know what, can we do 2 days? And then when COVID hit, everybody's like, well, we need more entertainment, so now we do it 3 days.
Okay.
So the movies have been very popular. Cole Young works with Susan Hecht, and that's on Fridays, and we do kind of a foreign film and international films, and that's been going over very well on Fridays. So you can see all the wonderful movies. Mark Weiss does a great job of collecting these movies and working with our distributor, and the movies have been one of the most popular things. And then as you scroll down with this page, you're going to actually see all of the programming that we provide, throughout the month of July, and then you can see how full that is. People don't realize this. We actually changed our video server just about a month ago, and we're working with our vendor, and the server that people use and what we use is used throughout the country in all lot of local TV stations, and especially community stations. And they're like, well, do you guys have a lot of programming? And we're like, yes. And I sent him the guide. He couldn't believe it. He said, I've
Really?
never seen a small station like yours produce as much programming as this. So, that was kind of nice to see.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you said also besides just the brochure or going online, you can also find things on YouTube as well.
Yeah, our YouTube channel has become very popular. We just started that about 2 years ago. And you can see it as Village Television on YouTube. And one of the nice things about it is we now have nearly 5,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. And I think that's great. I think it's gone up about 40% year over year. And you can see all our different programs that we provide. We have a playlist. So if you like Tales from the Woods, or if you like Let's Talk Tech with Debbie Dotson, which is a terrific show, especially when we're talking about television and streaming and all those things. But as you can see, as we scroll up, you can find all of the wonderful shows that we have on Village Television. So if you miss any of the shows on our guide, that happened to be on that Wednesday and you were playing golf, you can always go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, and then whenever we post new shows, you can watch whatever you like. So it's worked out very well.
That's the nice thing about that is like you said, if you miss it at 8 p.m., well, it's accessible 24/7.
Right.
So how do you go to the channel to find that? You just type in Village Television?
Yeah, if you just go to YouTube and then search Village Television, we'll come up pretty quickly. So, you just look for our logo and you'll find us. And the nice thing about it too is, we have a lot of snowbirds here. So they live in Wisconsin and Minnesota and places like that. So they don't get to see our programming when they're gone, but now they can go home, go and share it with their families as well, all over the world, and then go to Wisconsin, live there, and still see our programs here. So it's worked out very well.
That's what I was going to say. The fun thing about YouTube is it can be accessible anywhere. And so if you're a guest on the show or whatever, you can send the link to your family or tell them how to look it up.
Send your link to all the people in the UK and all your friends and family. And speaking of the UK, we have a very popular guest that's on with Francine Brokaw. It's called Beyond the Red Carpet. Francine now lives in our community, and she's been an entertainment reporter and correspondent for decades. So we have someone named Lady Colin Campbell, and she's been a guest on Francine's program. And whenever we post that on Village Television, as a matter of fact, Mark posted, I think, a week ago, overnight, 40,000 plus views.
Wow.
To watch that show. She has a very big following.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
awesome. I'll have
really
to
nice.
check that out for sure. So anything else with Village Television that you wanted to go over?
No, we just, we're continuing to produce, as many programs as possible, and the residents have done an incredible job of supporting that. We do have some interesting shows that we're working on now, and we'll start producing them in the next 30 days or so, and then we'll start to promote those shows as well. But Village Television is doing a wonderful job staying on the air and getting some great response.
Oh, good. Well, and I know we kind of already talked about Michael and I joining the ThisDay show, but I wanted to tease you. Who do you like best? Who do you think does a better job?
I like you both very much.
Okay, so who would you take to lunch, or who would you take out to a concert?
Wow. I'll have to talk about that during the break.
Okay, so broadband. This is where I'm super curious to hear about, the other half of your job. It seems like you're always like, well, I'm going off to broadband. And I'm like, what do you do? What's broadband?
What's broadband? It's so interesting that this community in 1962, 63 was probably the largest cable operation in the world. At that time, Ross Cortese did not want antennas on his brand new home, so he direct buried coaxial cable to a master antenna, which is basically cable television. And then in 1999, we put fiber in the ground, and now everybody's talking about fiber like it's this new technology when the community's had it for almost 25 years now.
Wow.
So, people don't realize that we're surrounded by Cox Communication.
Yes.
And if you live in Laguna Hills, you probably thought Laguna Woods is part of Cox Communications, but we're not. They've always had their own cable operation, and we have wonderful technicians and customer service and staff that work over there to keep everybody happy. Just like we'd be at home and you have a set-top box or you want HBO or any of those things, that's what we do here. And we're also looking at new technologies to help our residents because we're realizing that people are streaming now, and I just wanted to share with broadband is part of it is that programming part of it, right? So we provide it's about 270 channels, and they're very expensive.
Wow. Especially
sports programming. So if you're a fan of ESPN or any of those sports packages, they're very expensive. And we also have contracts with these networks. So those contracts will expire. We have quite a few expiring at the end of this year, and then we have quite a few next year and even the year after that. But we're talking like NBC Universal, you're talking about the Fox channel, cable networks. We're talking about CBS this December. We'll be working through that negotiation.
How long typically is a contract?
That's a great question, because that's what's been asked at our broadband meetings is usually those contracts have been 3 to 5 years. We just signed a contract, and that was 18 months. And I sat there and I went, okay, wait a second. But what we're realizing is that they're making the contract shorter because those networks are really trying to get to you personally. They don't need a cable operator anymore to get to the consumer. So it's called direct to consumer. And so now those contracts are shorter. So I figured, whoa, they're trying to build their platform, but they don't have it ready yet. So that's why they can get out of this contract early, 18 months. Mm-hmm. And at that time, they're going to offer their platform, just like Disney and just like Paramount and Peacock and all these other apps that we see now. And then people will be basically buying from them directly online. Before, you were stuck with whoever your cable operator. Oh, I hate Spectrum, I hate Time Warner, I hate Cox Communications. And that's all you had. But now with the internet, all you need is fast, robust internet speeds, and now you can have Peacock, Netflix, Amazon Prime, Paramount, and a lot of them are coming with their local networks as well. So that's going to be the landscape of programming in the next year or two is really going to change dramatically, and you'll even see it in your home in Mission Viejo and Coto de Caza, where they're just going to basically sell you the app. ESPN just recently said, Bob Iger from Disney, we're not going to sell programming to cable operators anymore on the sports platform. We're going to build our own ESPN app. And the rumor was over the weekend is that they would charge $22 a month for all of their ESPN channels. Probably going to be 8 to 10 of them. But you wouldn't be able to come to our community and say, hey, how come we don't have ESPN? It's like, well, because Disney doesn't offer it to cable operators anymore. They want to so you're going to pay your $22 or whatever it is and buy it directly online.
And one of the nice things about the streaming apps is it can be on your TV, but it can be on your tablet, it can be on your phone, you can take it anywhere. But is it going to become where you're paying $20, oh, $8 doesn't seem so much or whatever, but when you have 10 or 20 different apps that you're paying for.
Yeah, and that's really going to be a challenge because people will, those $4.99s are now going to be $5.99, which we know from Peacock has now raised their prices $1. They are going to add up, but then that's going to be, the household's decision to say, like, do we really watch all these channels? Because most people watch really 5 to 6 channels, maybe, mostly. Okay. A lot of people are watching. It's funny, I speak at different clubs and meetings sometimes. I go, how many of you are streaming? And usually barely hands go up. But then I go, how many are watching Netflix? They all raise their hand. How many are watching Amazon? They raise their hand, because that's streaming. But yeah, I think the cost of streaming, because content is expensive. I don't care how you get it in your home. It's going to be expensive. You know, we have the Writers Guild strike. We now have the Screen Actors Guild strike. Well, those guys want a piece of the streaming pie, and deservingly so for some of them, because they're writers and they only get a small royalty for television and for streaming. So I think it's going to be a family decision, like, well, do we really need all these other apps? And it's still, the average cable bill in the United States is about $125 a month. So that's a lot of $4.99s and $5.99s and
True.
$8.99s.
To add up to that.
And yeah, it's real, and especially here in our community, like you and I, we have a bunch of kids in the house, you know, so they want this and they want that, and they're watching whatever. So you know, there's a big diverse apps on your smart TV. Where at home, here in Laguna Woods, you might have, you know, maybe 1 or 2 people in the home, and you wouldn't have as many. It's going to be a challenge, though.
Do you find that people are easily learning the new technology and it's not a problem?
More so, yeah.
Oh,
We were really, part of this new technology is we're really going to start on some education workshops to really help people through this whole streaming process. And Debbie Dodson has done such an incredible job with her program in explaining, you know, what apps you can go to, what streaming, what a smart TV is. So, you know, I think the generation that we have here in our community, they're well versed in what's happening with technology. I spoke to the PC Club just a couple months ago. Incredible group of people. They really know what's going on. And then you see it here with the Mac Club and even the Video Club. So we're very pleased with how quick they're adopting technology.
That's wonderful, and that's great that the education is so readily available.
Yeah,
That's
we're so
awesome.
fortunate to have all these avenues to get a hold of people and kind of tell them, whether it's through email blasts or whether it's through the newspaper or through print or even through Village Television.
Yeah, make it easy.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And so another thing going on with the broadband is internet speeds.
Right. So we did have a lot of demand for faster speeds last year, especially in working with West Coast Internet. On March 1st of this year, we started to light 500 megabits per second, which is, you know, half of a gig. So, you know, we've been very happy with that service. We haven't had any issues whatsoever with this faster speed. And we just started in March, and now we have, I believe, about 50 subscribers now that are taking that higher speed. And if you go online as well, I showed you all, you know, the windows that we use and get the cable service, Village Television, and advertising. But if you click on internet services, that'll also get you to the information you're going to want for internet as well. So there you see, excuse me, there you see a lot of our speeds. You know, our bottom tier is $36. Well, in the rest of the world and the rest of the planet, you're not going to get internet speeds for $36, right? Unless it's an introductory offer and it's very slow and this and that. So, you know, our prices are very well placed, and then, you know, they have some really good speeds, and then we have some great, you know, working with West Coast Internet. We do have, you know, a lot of customers who come on and turn off, so they're able to also, you know, maybe go away on vacation, or they're moving to their other place for 6 months, so they're still able to keep their accounts. And one of the big things I wanted to mention was that there's no data cap. You and I have Cox Communications, and if you go over your data, which is usually 1.25 terabits, they charge you an extra $10 a month, and they either charge you for that and then penalize you.
Or they slow your speeds down.
They say they don't, but they do.
Oh, they do.
Or they try to upsell you to the next package, which is another $30-something a month. West Coast Internet and Golden Rain Foundation do not charge for data caps, so, you know, there's no issues with that. So if it's $56.50, that's what it is.
That's wonderful. And then you said you can start and stop it, so if you're gone for several months at a time?
Yeah, if it's several months, you know, I would definitely, you know, call West Coast Internet and just tell them you're going to go on vacation or you're going on a cruise, and hopefully, you know, they'll just be able to turn you off, especially if you're a snowbird. You know, if you're, you know, if you're gone for 6 months out of the year and you're somewhere else, you know, be sure and give West Coast Internet a call, and we'd be able to take care of that for you. And then when you come back, we just activate your cable modem once again. And
yeah, that right there is really nice
It's
service.
a nice convenience.
So for any of this, to upgrade your speeds or anything, so you go to West Coast Internet directly?
Yeah, there's a phone number there on your screen. You can call them at 487-3300. And they can talk to you, and they'll have a customer service person help you with any questions you might have, and or just visit the website. And of course, we get calls here, so We have Angelica and a couple of people in customer service down here in the community center. So if you want to come into that resident services area, there's always someone there to help you and kind of direct you to where you need to be.
Okay, well, wonderful. Thank you so much for updating us,
Absolutely.
giving
Well,
us
thanks
all
for
the
having me.
information.
Yeah.
So how did I do? Did I get an A today?
You did super, just like everyone else. So before I go, I just want to thank all the staff here at Village Television and, of course, our broadband services. And then, you know, we didn't really talk about advertising, but cable advertising has been in our community for 20 years. And John Noel and Michelle Mitzel. So if you see commercials on cable networks, CNN, CNBC, Fox News, something like that, and it's a local business, that's usually a commercial that we produced. And the community, the GRF, is getting revenue from that. So, you know, that's a really good business. And one thing I want to point out, if you find commercials that are loud, trust us, we're not trying to make it loud. So just let us know, just send us an email. We start monitoring those networks. And then we make adjustments to those commercials, you know, based on audio levels and things like that. But the staff here has been incredible. I'm super happy to be working with them on a daily basis.
Wonderful, great.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Stay with us because we have announcements and movie previews coming up right after the break.
At Healing Hearts Emergency Animal Hospital, we are dedicated to emergency veterinary care through high-quality veterinary services and compassion. We offer state-of-the-art diagnostics at competitive pricing. Our doctors will see and care for dogs, cats, and most exotics. In case of emergency, rest assured Healing Hearts Emergency is here for you when your primary veterinarian is closed. Open nights, weekends, and all major holidays.
The Salvation Army Orange County is committed to building hope in people's lives rather than just more shelters. The Center of Hope, a comprehensive homeless care solution, combines a 325-bed emergency shelter, 72 permanent supportive housing apartments, on-site medical, dental, vision, and mental health care, and an award-winning drug and alcohol rehabilitation center. Donate today to transform lives, create safer neighborhoods, and provide an opportunity to end chronic homelessness in Orange County.
Welcome back to This Day. Let's take a look at our weather. It's definitely summertime here in Laguna Woods. It is sunny today with a high of 84 and a low of 63. A little bit of fog over the evening time, so tomorrow a little morning clouds, but it'll be nice and warm at 83 with a low of 64. And then mostly sunny, beautiful on Friday, 84 with a low of 65. And then the fog will return a little bit just in the evening time, early morning on Saturday and Sunday. So that's your weather for the week. And taking a look ahead tomorrow on This Day, Lenny Ross will join us with an update from United Laguna Woods Mutual. So that'll be a good show for tomorrow. So thank you for watching This Day. Here's an inspirational quote to leave you with. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. Just some food for thought. I'm Bobby Higgins. Thank you so much for joining us today. We'll see you again tomorrow.